What's up, Fragrance Connoisseurs? And we are back and we're doing a review and comparison with Hawas Black. So hopefully not too many fingerprints on it. Hawas Black. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a comparison. Got some test strips. Don't have any real estate on me right now to put on skin, but I have worn it, and we're going to do test strips and we're going to compare it. Does it smell like some people say? So I have two things that we are going to put it up against. We're going to put it up against Absolu Aventus, and then we're going to put it against Hawas. So we will see which one it smells like, what it's doing, how it smells, what my take is on it, and we'll get into it that way. So if this is the kind of content you like, stay tuned. This is Charm City again, your host, and I am your friend and guide as we go through this fragrance journey together, helping you to own the room one spray at a time. So we're going to go in after station identification, and we're going to compare Hawas Black to some of its counterparts as far as it being a flank of Hawas, and then compare it. Does it smell like Absolu Aventus, or does it smell like Hawas? Those are the two that the rumors have come out, and I have a chance to give you my take on it since I'm late to the party. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, Fragrance Connoisseurs are back. I don't have the box with me right this second, but if I can remember, it wasn't anything that was particularly outstanding. But here we have Hawas Black, one of the flankers of the Rasasi Hawas line. I also have, let me clean that up just a little bit, the original Hawas, which was a nice fragrance. I did also pick up Hawas Ice, and Hawas Ice and Hawas the original are basically plum inspired fragrances. Had great projection, longevity, were pretty synthetic but very pleasant smelling in the air, and actually have kind of a cult following in and of itself. I'm surprised because I would think that if we were going into flankers, that Hawas Black would be in kind of like the same vein, at least featuring the main note of plum, but it does not feature plum at all. So the main notes that are listed for Hawas Black that I saw are pineapple, bergamot, and grapefruit in the top, cedar, patchouli, and jasmine in the mid with a heart, and then oak moss, woody notes, and amber in the base. Very interesting, the note breakdown that it talks about, but we'll get into that in a minute. What I can say is that it is a very long lasting, it has longevity, it does project, and it does last. So that's something that Hawas has been known for, and they have not failed to deliver on that. Now it is, see, the atomizer is really good spray and projection, and to me what you get out of it is a good blast of pineapple, which is so unlike what the Hawas line is. So that's one thing that I didn't understand quite as well. The question when it first came out, and I think a lot of that had to do with it being in a black bottle, and it came out shortly or not too long after Absolu Aventus came out in the black bottle. So the thought was, is this actually going to be a clone of Absolu Aventus. And very quickly, I can tell you, no, this is not in the same vein as Absolu Aventus. And in fact, in my opinion, this is a Hachivat inspirational clone. Very interesting that this late in the game, Hawas would come out with a Hachivat inspirational clone, but to me, that is what it is. That's what it smells closest to. And the listed note pyramid is almost exactly identical with Hachivat. So in bringing this to light and starting to put this together with Hachivat, it to me is in the same neighborhood, not exact 1-to-1. I would put it at about 80%. Not as heavy on the woodiness and the oak moss to me. The pineapple is a lot more synthetic. It is a lot, but it projects well, and it's a good performing fragrance. But that was not my expectation when I bought Hawas Black. However, to me, that's what it is. It is actually an inspiration from Hachivat and gets you in about the 80% range. And it's a pretty nice smelling fragrance. Not exactly what I was expecting, but a nice smelling fragrance. Puts you in that same realm. I would say this would be something that you would wear in the warm weather. This would be a spring, summer type fragrance. Is it dense enough for the winter? It doesn't. It could. You could definitely do this 3 seasons. Probably not the cold part of the wintertime, but could be a signature scent. It's got a nice citrus blast, and it's a really nice fragrance for that. A likable fragrance. Would I get this instead of Hachivat? Hachivat is kind of classic. I would always want to have a Hachivat in my collection, but I can say that this would be a good fragrance that if I was traveling and I wanted to get kind of like the Hachivat vibe, this would be a good one. I'd give this, if we were going to give a rating, 7.5. It does exactly what the Hawas line does as far as having a good performing fragrance that is fresh and appealing to the masses. So there you have it, my quick take on Hawas Black. I know that this has been a long time coming, and the question is not a Absolu Aventus inspirational clone, but it is a Hachivat by Nishane. It is a Hachivat inspiration in my opinion. When I smell it, I immediately got the Hachivat vibe, took out the Hachivat and sprayed it, and I could definitely see the comparison. So, Fragrance Connoisseurs, a quick and late comparison of Hawas and what I thought about it. It lasted on skin for at least 8 hours, so it was great as far as performance. Projection for the first 2 to 3 hours was definitely above average. It gave good projection, more than arm's length for the first 2 to 3 hours. It is a room filler and does stand up to the Hawas name in that regard. It does not, at any part, I was expecting it to be a version of Plum that would be darker and would be something that you could wear in the fall. It just didn't end up being that. But it's good in its own right. I will wear it in the warmer weather. And I hope you enjoyed the video. My Hawas Black, just kind of impression of what I thought, what I think that it's an inspiration of, and what I would wear and how I feel about it. Hope you enjoyed the video. As I always say, or as I started saying, own the room, one spray at a time. Hawas Black will definitely own the room. Will you be the best smelling? That's for somebody else to judge, but you will own the room. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. God bless.
All right, here we go. Do 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 da da do 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 do. Well, I'm singing Mary.